Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the Monster Legends sneak peek you've been wanting all along, a Monster Legends sneak peek on the upcoming Warmaster monster, Necromancer. And before we begin, there's a few things I need to get out of the way and I need to make sure you guys understand. First of all, this is a Monster Legends sneak peek that is unofficial, so everything I'm about to talk about may actually be changed by the time the monster is actually released. Don't take everything I say in this video as if it's set in stone. If you want official information from Social Point themselves, you want to join the Social Point Monster Legends forum. There's going to be a link in the description. The website I'm using for this sneak peek is taringa.net, and there's going to be a link if you want to follow along for that too. I should also mention there's a bunch of new information other than just the Warmaster, but everyone's been asking about like a mini analysis slash sneak peek on Necromancer, so I decided I would dedicate one sneak peek just to this monster, because I have to tell you, the skills he has, his trait, right now, as of right now, they are just like, they are mind-blowing. So let's get right into it. Let's start by looking at his trait. Apparently, he's going to have the anticipation trait. This is what the nemesis monster Faraday has, and if you don't know about Faraday, Faraday single-handedly made it so you could easily beat Voltix and Xylas. Like, right now I have a level 100 Faraday that can easily beat teams of 130 level X runes, Xylas, and Voltix pretty much by himself. There's 3 versions of Faraday and they're all really great. He's honestly, I would consider him the best nemesis monster for newer players to get. He's honestly better than Sammy, he's better than Zyron just at level 100 because he has the potential to beat those really strong exclusive teams. And that's all because of his anticipation trait. And if you don't believe me, you can watch a bunch of my Faraday videos. There's going to be a link in the description to those too, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyhow, the only reason Faraday can do that is because of his anticipation trait. And now this new Warmaster monster is apparently going to have that trait too, but on top of that, he's going to have all status effects have a 35% less accuracy against this monster. So that also means he has the tough trait, so he has a 35% chance to not get hit with any control skill or any negative effect. But that's not all. No, they went an extra step and gave him team immunity to all possession skills. So your whole team, as long as this monster is on the field, can't be hit with possession, and as you all know, possession is probably the most powerful control skill. So your whole team is immune to possession, your opponent has to watch out for extra turn skills because of your anticipation trait, and you can't get hit 35% of the time with any negative effect. How insane is that as for the trait? And then just looking down at everything he's going to have an extra turn skill, a resurrection skill, resurrect with 1% of its life and stamina. That's interesting, we haven't seen a 1% resurrection skill. Possession, delayed kill, target will die when countdown is over, a double damage skill, a resurrection 50%, a resurrection 100%, a lifesteal skill, remove debuffs, and mega possession. How insane is that? So let's start looking at the skills. So the life and death judge, it's just default skill, doesn't matter. Dedicated student, moderate dark damage, doesn't matter. Alright, let's see, it deals moderate dark damage to an enemy, gains as much life as it dealt. Lifesteal skill doesn't seem that impressive. Deals heavy special damage to an enemy, strong attack, but not that impressive. Moderate special damage to all enemies, strong AoE, but not that impressive. Deals very heavy dark damage to an enemy, gains as much life as it dealt. So a stronger lifesteal skill, and if this monster was for some reason to be an attacker, it might be worth running. But just wait till you look at his other skills. It doesn't really appear like this monster is going to be an attacker. He's going to be the type of monster you run 3 team speed, maybe a life rune and 2 team speed, maybe a life, a speed, and a team speed, maybe 3 speed. Just wait. Okay, here's the first of the new amazing skills. Removes all negative effects from itself, gives 1 extra turn to itself. He has a self extra turn skill that also removes any negative effect he may have. If you've watched my channel, you know how much I love skills that remove negative effects and also grant an extra turn. The fact that you can do this means so much. Keep in mind that you only have a 35% chance to not get hit with negative effects, meaning the other time, 65% of the time you will get hit. Well, thanks to this skill, if you have some sort of negative effect like a blind, like a daze, like a sunburn, let's say you have a bunch of DLTs, you have ignition, you have burn, you have sunburn. With this skill right here, you can completely get rid of those and get a following turn which you can proceed to do some other attack. And of course this helps if you're total blinded, if you're blinded and dazed, because you can get rid of that reduction of accuracy. Let's move on. Resurrects 1, oh that's a different thing here. Resurrects 1 enemy with 1% of its life and applies possession to it. The enemy will die after 1 turn, requires cooldown. What a unique, fascinating skill. This is the first of its kind. Instead of resurrecting your own team, Social Point decided to do something different where you can actually resurrect the enemy team monster. How insane is that? So you kill off an enemy monster and then you decide, you know what, that monster I killed, they were super strong, they had 2 level 10 strength runes, I'm going to resurrect it. It only has 1% of its life, and then hopefully that monster can kill its teammates. That's ideally what you want to go after, right? Or maybe you killed off the main denier and then you're like, man, I really need to immobilize, so let me try resurrecting that denier I killed, and maybe they can freeze their whole team, possess their whole team, do something to their whole team, and then it doesn't matter because after they do their attack, they're going to die. That is a really interesting addition to Monster Legends. Like, I thought Fatid was very interesting when the fact that you can kill your own monster and then resurrect it, but now that we have resurrecting the own enemy's monster, oh my gosh, I hope this skill works out perfectly. I hope there's not so many bugs. I foresee so many bugs. I foresee so many complications with the like churn order. There's just so much that could go wrong, but then just the ideal of this, reviving the enemy's own monster to use against them, that is so interesting. So let's move on. Deals massive dark damage to an enemy, gains another lifesteal skill. Deals heavy dark damage to an enemy, removes all negative effects from itself, requires cooldown. Not a big fan of this skill. Resurrects one enemy with 1% of its life and applies possession and double damage. Wow, so this is way better than this skill right here. Although you could also just run both of them. This is just cool because it grants double damage, so obviously if you resurrect an enemy attacker, they're going to be even more stronger, and if they just do an AoE against their own team, it'll probably finish off its own team. That's so awesome. I wonder what would happen if you're possessed and you use this skill. And I know you're thinking, armor, he's immune to possession, but keep in mind, there's always a possibility that you can do trait disable. So let's assume he got trait disabled, then he got possessed, then he did this skill. He would actually resurrect one of your own teammates, and so it kind of works like a regular resurrection. That's so cool. I am so looking forward to this monster. So those are the basic skills at level 100. So at level 100, if he does have anticipation, immunity to possession, and then the tough trait 35% less accuracy, running skills like the extra churn skill, the 2 enemy resurrection skills, he's going to be interesting, but he's not going to be fully amazing. I think he becomes fully amazing when you rank him up, when you look at his next skills. And those skills are, gives 1 extra turn to one ally, requires cooldown. So a turn transfer skill, just pretty straightforward, no extra buff, no increased accuracy, just a turn transfer. Okay, that's not the main one I'm focused on. The one I really liked is this one. Resurrects one ally with 100% life and applies double damage, gives 1 extra turn to one ally. So the reason this skill is so incredible is because the monster you resurrect gets an immediate extra turn with double damage, which is insane because right now when you resurrect a monster, honestly you have no idea what's going to happen with the turn order. I've been trying to test with using Fatid and Sammy, and sometimes it works out in my favor, sometimes it doesn't. I really wish Soldier Point would make it so maybe you can see the updated turn order if you were to resurrect a monster. That way you can decide if it's worth it or not. But this guarantees that you know what's going to happen. The monster you resurrect, they get an immediate extra turn. They come back with 100% of their life, 100% of their stamina, double damage, and an immediate extra turn. So obviously there are so many combos you can pull off with this skill and this monster. And I mean, he also combos really well with Fatid now. Fatid can kill off your attacker, and then you can use this monster Necromancer to bring back the attacker, guarantee he has that next turn, and attack with double damage. And you don't have to worry about him dying like with Fatid's resurrection skills, his reanimation skills really. I love this skill so much. I honestly think this is the most powerful skill this monster has. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get this skill until you rank up Necromancer. And if this is in order, I don't know if it is, it appears you're going to have to rank him up to rank 2 before you get this skill. And considering Warmasters are really hard to rank up because the only way to rank them up are by getting their cells, it's really unfortunate that he doesn't get that until he's ranked to rank 2, if it is rank 2. But anyhow, let's keep going. Deals heavy dark damage to an enemy, removes negative effects from itself. I don't like this skill at all. I think it's basically this skill right here, if I'm not mistaken, but it's probably going to be a little stronger. What else does this monster have? Resurrects all allies with 50% life, so a team revival skill with 50%, with no negative effect like Fatid, who kills off your enemy after 1 turn, so that's pretty good too. But still, really, I think this skill is the most like magnificent skill. Can you imagine if a Voltic was dead, a Xyla, a Prince Charmless, they have like infinite number of turns? It doesn't really matter, right? You just bring them back, they get their guaranteed turn, and you're free to attack them. Again, being able to partner this up with Fatid, who does Traitor Eater and kills off one of your own allies just to bring them back. Oh my goodness, I love this skill a lot. I really think these resurrect one enemy with 1% of their life and possess them is really interesting. So looking forward to see how that's going to work out. He has 2 of them, he has extra turn skills, he has a turn transfer. Oh my gosh, I really hope this is rank 1 and rank 2 because I would love to use this monster, rank him up to rank 2, have his 2 amazing skills, because I'm honestly not too impressed with these 2 skills. Obviously the team resurrection is nice, but really I think this is like the most impressive skill. So hopefully that's not like you only get at rank 4. As for his ultimate attack, deals massive dark damage and applies mega possession. Mega possession is really nice, but at the same time, considering this monster is going to be a thing, if you run into him, I imagine he's going to be like a go-to defense monster, because immunity to possession, and then if you have Gortok, that's also immunity to stun. You're immune to pretty much everything except for freeze now. Oh my goodness. So that's what I think about Necromancer. As of right now, I would say it's really at level 100, it's really between this monster and Gortok as the best. You know, the main advantage Gortok has is that he has an extra turn scale and he can remove negative effects. So against a 130 Ruby who does Ruby Explosion and applies 2 control effects to your whole team, the cool thing about Gortok is he can't get hit with any control skills. So even if your teammates are stunned, frozen, or whatever, Gortok isn't hit with anything, and then he can remove negative effects from your whole team. So that's one huge advantage Gortok has. But if you get Necromancer, anytime there's an opponent that has AoE possession, if they have a 130 Baba Yaga, a 130 Egg Eater, just a really fast possession monster, you're pretty much safe, right? Your whole team is immune to possession, they can have whatever trait, they can have the Energized trait, and thanks to just this monster alone, they're immune to possession. If they bring a Voltic or Zyla, they gotta watch out because you have the Anticipation trait. As for his runes, I can't really comment on right now because I don't know his stats, but at level 100, it appears you might be able to get away with making him an attacker also, just because he has the massive dark damage skill, the heavy dark damage, and he can also steal the enemy life. He has skills that steal enemy life, so killing him might be very, very hard. A high level strength rune, maybe a speed, maybe a team speed, maybe a life will make him really hard to kill. But no, actually not a life, because at level 100, he has no resurrection skill, so him staying alive isn't that important. I don't know, this is very interesting. Again, it's just really that resurrecting the enemy, and then once you rank him up, being able to resurrect your own ally, bring him back with double life. The question everyone's probably wondering, is this monster better than Sammy? Honestly, as far as the trait is probably the best trait in the game if this actually does go through. Anticipation, immunity to possession to your whole team, and tough trait, that's just groundbreaking. In terms of the skills, I gotta say he's interesting, but he's no Sammy. Sammy I would still consider to be on a whole other level because of Samurai Warrior, because of increased accuracy and a damage boost, because of resurrection skills, because of healing skills. I'm sorry Necromancer, you're amazing, but just as of what I've seen right now, although you're interesting, although your trait is phenomenal, Sammy's still Sammy. So with that being said, that is going to conclude this monster sneak peek on Necromancer. Now I want to hear from all of you guys. What do you guys think about this monster? How do you think he compares to the other Warmaster monsters? Do you think he lives up to the Warmaster name, or do you think he could be better? Or do you think he's too good? Do you think he's overpowered? And how do you think he compares to some of the Nemesis monsters? To Faraday, since he apparently stole Faraday's trait? Or to Samael, who's the Dark Nemesis? Whatever your thoughts may be, please let me know in the comments below. Really looking forward to hearing your guys' comments on Necromancer. And with that being said, be sure to check out Taringa because there's a lot more. Again, I want to do a sole sneak peek on this monster because a lot of people have been asking for it. But there's a lot of new stuff like upcoming Halloween monsters, upcoming events, just a lot of information, so go check it out. But also remember that everything you see on Taringa is not official. If you want official information, go to the Social Point forum, please. With that said, I'm Warmaster Gaming, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.